What's up everyone, another Void back with another Path of Exile build. So this isn't going to be the update from Ice Trapper, I'm just showing him to you. He looks pretty awesome, obviously. He's got a lot of cool stuff. But what I really wanted to talk about was, I think I'm just going to move this guy to standard because, for one thing, I don't really like starting in a new league. To me, that it's not fun to start with nothing. I generally like to collect my wealth over time, and also really the changes I've made to like the hideout. My hideout always looks like crap, and so I've spent a lot of time on my standard hideout. So I kind of would rather play there. Also, really, I don't want to build a new map pool every league. That seems kind of dumb to me. Like, why would I build this huge map pool and then I got to start all over again? It's kind of like. I don't know, it's the same reason when you play MMOs or something, you kind of stick with one character throughout your career in that game. Typically, it depends, just because, I don't want to redo this whole atlas. This is not the standard atlas, this is my hardcore atlas, obviously. But I don't want to have to redo this every time. I think part of that is I don't get enough time to play, so for me, leveling up new characters and creating new builds is where I spend most of my time. I don't create one character and then just grind the whole league with one character. Also, I don't grind maps. Like, I'll do a map, take a break, do some research, talk to friends. I might do 2 or 3 maps in a row, but it's more rare for me to do that. Some people are grinding like 15, 20 maps straight, like right in a row, and it's not really my style. So, what I've done is convert all my currency down into exalted orbs. I already got 1 drop, and then I just converted like a lot of the essences to. If you use these to like make rare level 60 to 75 items, you can create chaos orbs pretty easily, and then you can convert. Right now 25 chaos makes an exalted orb, so in the standard league it's like 70 chaos. So I'm going to convert all this I converted stuff down, and I'm going to take that extra bank to standard. So if you look at hold on a second, if you look at what I've got in standard, well, let me show you this guy real quick though. First, he's pretty awesome. He's level 77 now, 3,900 life with 1,100 shield over here, and I'll explain all this in a build video. I'm almost ready to talk about him, but he's pretty kick-ass. I'm really liking him now. Before I wasn't liking him because the clear speed was slow, because first of all, the mana required to run this build, and I'll wait till my FPS jumps back to 60. It's kind of loading the zone right now. Since the mana cost is so high at 113, it really required some finagling on my part, and I'm also not running. Yeah, I'm running. Okay, they just haven't started yet. To make this a hardcore build, I really wanted to run a lot of defensive auras and stuff like that, and I couldn't do that with that kind of a mana cost without doing the setup I have here, and then also a couple other things I'll talk about in the build video. And we're still not loaded up. Oh, I think it's because I'm running fraps. So let's just go through. I'll show you what this guy kind of does. He's pretty cool. Now, obviously, this is just dry lake, so it's going to be super easy, but he clears stuff pretty good. Only thing I don't like about traps, I think, is that there's just a lot of maintenance that goes into traps. It's not so much. It's definitely not face roll, which can also be kind of fun because it keeps the build kind of interesting. So that is kind of fun. But the only thing I really don't like about it is if you're trying to not die. It's definitely, to me, as a person who doesn't play as much as like a lot of the bigger YouTubers and stuff, this is kind of one of those builds that I need to think when I'm playing hardcore about positioning and things like that, and it's a little bit harder for me to do. It's still a lot of fun. I'm definitely a better player for knowing how to play with traps now, so that's something I really like. It's definitely upped my game. I can run more skills at the same time. You can see I'm using Lightning Warp. I've never used Lightning Warp as a movement skill because, honestly, it's not as good as Whirling Blades. There's just nothing. You can't deny that Lightning Warp is not as good of a movement skill as Whirling Blades. Whirling Blades just tops everything. Ooh, Corrupted. I never get these anymore. Probably because let's just wait. Oh, lost my mana battery, which I'll talk about in a minute. Let's clear some of these dudes out real quick. Then I'll do that corruption there. These are really valuable because they don't come up often. It seems like they only... what? Didn't see it? That didn't work. Okay. They only generally come up when I'm leveling. For some reason, I don't get corruptions in maps, and I don't get them, like, definitely not over here. So that's awesome. And then these guys drop some loot too. So you can see this guy's pretty decent. Again, this is just Dry Lakes, so Dry Lakes is pretty simple. But he's pretty fun. Definitely taught me a lot about the game. Anyway, sorry. See, I start to concentrate, and I can't really run 1,000 skills while I'm trying to concentrate, so... But I'm definitely better at bosses. I think I totally face rolled with my last raid guy, and that's actually what got him killed. So, really not the greatest idea. But you'll see in the build. So anyway, I don't have that much time to play. I'd rather focus on making new builds, or you know, getting a good map pool so that I don't have to rebuild the map pool a whole bunch of times. To me, that's not really all that much fun. I'd like to keep what I've got, what I've built, and just focus on new guys and stuff like that. Also, I don't like to rebuild currency. Like, I don't like to rebuild wealth. I'd rather keep the wealth I've got, not worry about regret orbs. I spent a ton of regret orbs on this guy because I was redoing this build and trying to figure out traps and how they work and the limitations of traps, because there are a lot of limitations. Wow, I'm getting super streamer's luck here. This is not how this normally goes for me. I don't have a lot of magic find or anything. But yeah, I've had to really spend a lot of time perfecting this guy. You can see he's fairly tanky. I'm getting in people's faces and kind of getting hit a lot. But anyway, that's it. Let's get out of here. I wanted to show you my softcore account here. So this is this dude. Let's just go to my hideout. I've spent tons of time on it. It looks awesome. I keep expanding on it. The decoration of it. I just want to build something really cool and keep it that way. I don't want to rebuild it all the time. Also, so let's also look at my wealth. It's okay. I mean, it's not that great. A lot of people in Standard have tons more wealth than I do. Again, I've played this off and on, so there's not a lot of... I just haven't... The wealth thing is really more for, like, regrets. I have a lot. If I want to rebuild a character a little bit, it's pretty easy for me. Chrome's pretty good amount. You know, alts, if I want to make some new potions, stuff like that, which I actually did. I spent about 200 alts making potions the other day in Standard here, because I wanted to make, this guy needed one of these bubbling, staunching potions. So I've already got some currency built up here. I like that. Also, I've got a map pool. I don't have to redo that. So when I build a new character, I can start directly in like tier 7 maps, you know, tier 5, tier 7, and really keep my XP flowing instead of getting bogged down in tier 1s and 2s trying to build a map pool instead of trying to level a character so I can show it to you guys. So that just seems like kind of not a great deal to me. Also, I have a bunch of cards built up already. Why rebuild that? Flasks. I've already got a bunch of these bubbling freezing flasks hanging out now for new characters, just waiting for them. I've got a gem collection. I don't have to. I can make new builds like right away if I want to. Jewelry, gems, jewels, whatever. I've just got tons of stuff built up, and now I don't have to, you know, screw around so much. Crafted stuff. If I want to do crafting, I've got tons of crafted stuff. So really, it makes no sense for me to play a new league. Again, I think new leagues have their place. They're not fun. I like them, but here's the reason why I think you would want to start in a new league. One, you like to race. I get that. You like to do laddering stuff. I get that. You play constantly. You like you like to trade. You like to work the system, work the market, right? That's another good reason. The economy's new, and you can flip things and make a lot of money that way. And it's cool to see how you know, to be able to do it again or something. That's a challenge. That's pretty much it. I mean, mainly it's about liking having a new account. If you don't like having a new account, you won't like new leagues. Also, if you like the hardcore challenges, let's go back. A lot of this has to do with, it's mostly balanced around, like, if you play new leagues, about hardcore players, not casual, okay? If you don't play all the freaking time, a new league's not going to do anything for you. If you look at challenges, although technically the league's out for, say, 3 months, so it's not that big of a deal, but for me, like getting up to in here, completing twin maps and all that, that's going to be something I would want to do on Standard, because I need money to build a really good character, and I don't want to have to regrind all the currency all the time. And I don't like to trade a lot. I don't like to flip. I haven't traded in the current hardcore market like I did last season. It's kind of tedious to me. It's not that fun. I think a lot of people can agree that the trade system is not super user-friendly. It's not horrible. PoE trade's pretty easy, actually, and you can get a trade going pretty quick. But like setting up, what I used to set up, setting up a third-party app and then setting up a whole bunch of tabs to sell things and sorting out loot and all that, not something I find a lot of fun. What I really had fun with, and I'm going to close this video out pretty soon, 10 minutes is long enough, with ARPGs, when I played Diablo 2, that was one of the most fun times I've ever had, obviously. I think a lot of people can say that. And toward the end, one of the reasons I had so much fun with it is I could take existing gear I already had from other characters that I'd found on other characters that I didn't need on this current character, and I'd stash it away. Well, toward the end of my playing time with D2, I could just pick up some gear and make a build out of it, and I didn't need to go get that gear and go trade it or do whatever I had to do. I could just plan that character and grind that character all the way up, build the character, get it to end game, put all the gear on, play it for a while, see how awesome it was, and move on to a new build. And that's really what I like doing. So building a map pool, all those things that you have to do, to me that's not fun. To me the fun part is just progressing the character. The character becomes awesome. I do some crazy things with it. I throw the character away or put it away and maybe take it out later and play around with it, right? So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to be moving this guy to standard. When new things come out, I'll be doing them in standard just because I already have a lot of stuff built up. But what I'm going to be doing is tracking my deaths, which you can do with /deaths. And I always like to build my characters to not die. To me, that's the whole point of playing. And so, in a sense, that's how I'm going to keep trying to play, quote-unquote, is hardcore. Every time I do a build video, I will do a /deaths, and you can see how many times I've died on that character. I'm really good at not dying now. I'm definitely really good at that. I don't rip very often. When I do, usually it's like 1 or 2 times per character. That's the max usually now. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing. Let me know what you think in the comment section, what you think about that. What do you do? Do you like new leagues? Why? Do you like standard? Why? All those things. And I will see you hopefully in a day or two on the build video for this guy, Freddy Three Fingers, I've called him. I've got a backstory, although I never seem to have time to talk about it. But all my characters have a backstory. So this guy does as well. But anyway, as always, everyone, hope to see you in a couple days. Stay frosty.